What is up, everyone? Crunchy Frog here, and today we finally got some details about what Season 4 of Black Ops 6 will look like when it launches next week on May 29th. So as always in these videos, guys, what I'm going to do is pull up the blog post that they always release with these huge news announcements and basically cover all of the major points. So I've already gone through this for you guys and summarized it down into what I deem to be the most important things coming in this update. As always, I will be linking the entire blog post so you can read all the fine details at your own leisure. I'll be linking that down there in the comment section, so if you'd like to read along at your own pace or see topics that I didn't cover in this video here, make sure to click that and check that out. But yeah, other than that, guys, we're going to try to speed this along and get right into it. So if you enjoy content like this, make sure to leave a like as it helps others find the channel. If you'd like to see more content like this, make sure you are subscribed. And as always, if you would like to support the channel monetarily and get access to exclusive perks like seeing every video up to a day early, make sure to click the join button and become a channel member today. So with that all out of the way, let's dive right into this and cover everything coming new with Season 4. Now, first up, they dive into a lot of the multiplayer content. And before they got into it, they wanted to kind of break down and kind of explain some of the nomenclature that they use throughout these. And throughout all of these videos, you'll notice that it's kind of vague, and I use these terms like they use them in the blog posts, but it's never really clear up until now what they meant. So whenever I say it's coming at launch, that means day one, next Thursday or whenever that is, next Wednesday on May 29th, it will arrive. If I say launch window, they say that means around 72 hours after the actual Season 4 goes live, so within the first couple of days. If they say in season, that basically means the first half of the season, so any time between next week and the Season 4 Reloaded update. And if they say at mid-season, that means it'll be coming with the Season 4 Reloaded update here in probably a month and a half, something like that. So with that all out of the way, the first thing that's coming with multiplayer is, of course, brand new maps. 5 of them, as a matter of fact, throughout the season. The first of which is Shutdown, which is a new 6v6 small-sized map that will be coming at launch. Now, they say it's small, but it is not a strike map, so it's not one of the tiny little arena-style maps. But that will be here on launch, and it takes place at a hydroelectric plant in Iceland. Next up, we have Fugitive, which will be yet another 6v6 brand new to Call of Duty map. This one will be medium-sized. It will also arrive at launch, and this takes place, it's a snowy map, and it takes place in a CIA black site in a remote Iceland area where basically it seems like the main character for Season 4, Stitch, is currently being held. And in the course of the story for the season, they break him out of this prison. Next up, we have Blitz, which is a brand new strike map, which are the 2v2 and 6v6 maps, again coming on launch. And it is a highway map, and it looks like there's some areas along the side, a little waterfall area and another area. You know what to expect from these strike maps, the typical Nuketown, sized maps, stuff like that. Next up, we have Eclipse, which is, again, another new map, and it is a strike-size map, 2v2 map, and this will be coming mid-season, so this will be coming at the Reloaded update here in a month or so, and it is a nightclub that is located in Avalon, and there's a lot of cool lighting and aesthetics. Again, it's a nightclub, so there's neon lights and different, things like that everywhere. Looks like a pretty cool map, and it'll be exciting to jump into that during Season 4 Reloaded. And finally, we have Fringe, which is a remaster of the 6v6 map from Black Ops 3. Again, this will be coming mid-season. And if you remember Black Ops 3's Fringe map, it was the one where there was like a barn, a little town area. There was a big barn on the one side that had like a satellite or a missile or something in it. Really cool map. I remember it very fondly from back in the Black Ops 3 days. They have remastered it and kind of sort of reimagined it here in Black Ops 6. Obviously, a lot of the futuristic elements have been wiped away, and it seems to take place in a small town and at a brand new distillery, so like an alcohol distillery there. So that about wraps it up for the maps. 5 in total, 3 at launch, and 2 coming with the halfway point of Season 4. Next up, they go over all of the new modes that they're bringing, first of which is Team Elimination, which basically just sounds like Kill Confirmed, but with limited lives per round. You can revive your teammates, stuff like that. We've seen similar game modes before in the past. Next up, they are bringing a One in the Chamber, which, as you know, is a fan favorite map dating the whole way back to Black Ops 1, or not a map, a mode rather. Basically, your pistol gets one-shot kills. You only get ammo back with kills, so, if you miss your shot, you have to knife someone to kill them and get that ammo back. Really fun game mode back in the day, so it'll be cool to bring that back. Next up is Party Ops, which will be coming in mid-season, and they say that that's basically just a randomized set of party-themed minigames. I'm assuming kind of like the wager match game modes that we experienced back in Black Ops 1, just kind of a mosh pit for stuff like that. Next up, they are bringing a brand new score streak, which will be the Grim Reaper, which is coming back from Black Ops 1 as well, which was the 4-barrel rocket launcher. I know you used it a bunch in the campaign. It was a pretty cool weapon to use. I don't know the point of bringing yet another kill streak rocket launcher. There's already like 2 or 3 in the game, but regardless, that will be coming here with Season 4. They also go over, obviously, there's a brand new ranked play season. We don't cover that really here on the channel, so once again, if you'd like to see more details on everything coming with the new ranked play season, make sure to click that link in the description to check out the blog post. Next up, they go into everything coming with zombies, and unfortunately, this season, for the first time since launch, there is not a brand new map coming. However, there is a massive new game mode coming, or rather returning from Black Ops 2, and that would be Grief. So once again, if you've never played Grief back in 2012 with Black Ops 2, it is a 4v4 zombie mode that takes place on all the maps, so all the maps are compatible. You can't kill the other team per se, but you can interfere with them, causing them to get killed by the zombies. And then obviously the winning team is just whoever is left standing with all, at least one member still alive. Now, these Grief arenas are kind of sectioned off subsections of the full maps of all the zombie maps that we have here in Black Ops 6. It says all essential doors have been opened in the area and all other doors are deactivated. So I'm not sure how they deem what is essential versus what is just a normal door that can stay deactivated. But regardless, so you won't be buying any doors and stuff like that to open up the map. The power is on by default, and it seems that there are a couple different areas per map. So there's a couple different arenas for each map. Some have 2, some have 3, so that can cycle in and out as well. Now, reviving is possible, obviously, but can be impeded by enemies. So you can kind of get in their way, throw like stun grenades, stuff like that, to stop them from reviving and possibly put them in harm's way while doing so. Now, respawns are delayed to every 3rd round. So instead of, you come back the next round like you would in normal co-op zombies, now it's every 3rd round, and it's every dead person is all revived at once. So it's kind of like when the gulag lets out in Warzone, right? Everybody just gets to respawn all at once. That's kind of the system here, and it'll be every 3rd round. Salvage is now worth 100 points instead of the normal 50 points. If you see a bundle on the ground now, you get 100 salvage instead of 50. But instead of it being instanced loot where only you can see it, everyone can see it, and it's first come, first serve. So if you see a zombie drop some salvage across the map, you have to get to it before the enemy does, or else you miss out on it. So it's not like co-op zombies at all in that regard. And basically, they are allowing the join in progress option the whole way up to round 10. Rounds progress faster, and the number of zombies per round is obviously greatly increased to account for double the amount of people on any given map. It says that all zombie types are fair game on any map, so even if a special zombie doesn't appear in the base map, it can appear in this Grief mode, but there are no boss zombies, so it's not going to spawn Patient 13 on you by any means. Next up, it does say that rounds still progress even if the last zombie isn't killed. So it tries to push that along. You can't just kind of, keep one zombie alive like you would if you were working on the Easter egg or anything like that. Which, speaking of which, goes without saying, the massive Easter egg quests are obviously not active in this mode. The entire map isn't even open. A lot of stuff is deactivated, stuff like that. They do say that all of the basic mechanics are present and all in their normal locations, unless, of course, that location isn't available, in which case they move it around a bit. But that some gobblegums have been restricted, and they have a list there in the blog post. But they do note that they can further restrict those gobblegums if they see the data that says, they just aren't playing correctly. And honestly, I could see these becoming extremely pay to win. Now, I don't know too many people that would pay money just to win some grief matches, but there exists the possibility that you can. If you have a bunch of gobblegums, if you've been spending a whole bunch of money, stuff like Perkaholic and other gobblegums that give you a significant advantage, it's one thing when it just helps you to beat an Easter egg quicker or get to a higher round. It's another thing when you're actively competing against other players, and if one side decides to spend $200 on gobblegums and the other side has never spent a penny on them, I definitely foresee this causing some issues. Again, not that grief is super competitive or super sweaty game mode that the kids are going to want to buy gobblegums to win in, but either way, it does present kind of a balance issue in my mind. So I could foresee these getting locked down significantly post launch. Finally, they say that capture zones do appear, and this is kind of the big change up to the gameplay loop here for grief, is that capture zones now appear, and your team must capture the zone and complete like a little mini challenge, and that triggers a grief on the enemy team. So I know back in the day, I forget exactly how you got griefs, but you could throw like meat at people to attract zombies, and there was other things, but this one seems like there's much better ways that you can nerf the enemy team, and it's all from basically going through and getting these capture zones. Next up, they will be bringing all new Dark Ops challenges to the game. I assume most of these are to do with the brand new Grief mode, so you can get in there and unlock those and get some calling cards. They are also bringing new LTMs or limited time modes, including Starting Room, which sounds pretty self-explanatory. It's based on the Starting Room challenges that a lot of YouTubers have done in the past. How long can you hold out in the starting room using only the resources in that room at your disposal? And then there's also Abomination Challenge, which sounds like it spawns like a boss-like version of the Abomination that you have to kill. Different things like that sound a little bit fun, like they shake up the overall zombie gameplay loop. Next up, there is a new ammo mod, of which is called Shatter Blast, and it is an explosive damage mod wherein basically every bullet has a chance to shatter armor in a kind of an explosion, an AoE explosion. And obviously there are a bunch of augments available to beef it up and make it a much better perk. Obviously, again, they go into pretty good detail there on the blog post detailing all of the augments that will go there. So if you're looking forward to what to research first, make sure to head on over to the blog post and check that out. Next up, they are adding 3 new gobblegums there to zombies. The first of which is Explosive Flourish, which basically when you reload your weapon, it creates an explosion around you and it lasts about 2 minutes. There's also Flavor Hex, which activates a random Ultra Gobblegum. So this is, I think, a legendary tier, and it activates just a random ultra, which is 1 tier above. So it's kind of RNG, right? You don't know exactly which ultra you're getting, but pretty much all the ultras are pretty game breaking and game changing. So that could be a very good gobblegum to use in a pinch. Next up is Rain Burps, which is a whimsical, so it just kind of makes some funny things happen, doesn't really affect gameplay. But it says that zombies killed belch sparkly rainbow bubbles, and it lasts 3 minutes. So that's an interesting one. I don't personally really use the whimsical gobblegums all that much, but if you're into that, there is one for you there. And then obviously they wrap up by saying that the Grim Reaper score streak that is now available in multiplayer is also available in zombies. Now, next up, they do go into all of the information that is coming with Warzone. Again, here on the channel, we don't really cover too much of the news with Warzone. I have been playing a decent amount of Verdansk. And by decent amount, I mean maybe once or twice a week there. But it is pretty fun. But again, still on this channel, not going to delve too much into Warzone news. So check out the blog post if you'd like more info. Big summary, they are adding a big point of interest there downtown, a gigantic skyscraper with some pretty cool areas. So make sure to check that out. Next up, they go over the general content editions, which typically reflects across the entire game, zombies, multiplayer, Warzone. And first up are the new weapons that are coming. Now, there are 5 weapons coming this season, the first of which is the LC-10, which will be coming at launch. It is a Battle Pass earned SMG, and it says it has a little bit of longer range with less handling, etc., kind of like an assault rifle type SMG, and it is coming back from Black Ops Cold War. So if you played that game and enjoyed the LC-10, it will be coming back here with Season 4. Next up is the FFAR, which is pretty much the FAMAS. It's the knockoff FAMAS, and it will be coming at launch. Obviously, it's an assault rifle. It will be in the Battle Pass, and it has a massive rate of fire. Again, you know the FAMAS. You've played it before. You love it. They are bringing it back here with Season 4. Next up is the Essex Model 07. Now it's a little more of an antique looking rifle. This will be coming in season, so in the first half of the season there as an event reward, and it is a marksman rifle. It is also a lever action rifle, so if you remember from the last couple of Modern Warfare games, we had that lever action rifle, so I assume it'll be very similar to that. Next up, we have the Olympia, which is another returning gun. Now, this is obviously a shotgun. It'll be coming mid-season, so at the Season 4 Reloaded event, and it will be an event reward. And once again, returning from past Black Ops games, if you ever played zombies, the Olympia may just be your best friend, or if you're like me, I was more of an M14 kind of guy, but nonetheless, Olympia is a huge COD staple. Glad to see it coming back. And then finally, they are adding a new melee weapon with the mid-season event reward as well, and that will be the pickaxe. Next up, they go over some new weapon attachments that are arriving to the game, the first of which is called the G-Grip. Now, this will be coming at launch in the Battle Pass. It'll be equipable on SMGs and the assault rifles, and basically it's just a vertical foregrip with an integrated laser sight. So you obviously can't use the laser sight attachment as well, but it kind of combines 2 attachments into one, which might help you if you're trying to cram into the 5 attachment limit without the special wild card. Next up is the Strider 22 3-round burst conversion, which is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It'll be coming at launch through an event, and it'll be turning the Strider pistol into a 3-round burst pistol. Next up is the SVD full auto conversion. It'll be coming in season through an event reward. And yeah, once again, pretty self-explanatory. The SVD sniper rifle will now fire full auto. Obviously, there's some damage changes there, so it's not super OP. But yeah, it'll turn it basically into slow firing AR. Next up, we have the TR2 CQB Auto. Once again, in season through an event reward, and it changes the TR2 marksman rifle to actually fire pistol cartridges and fire full auto, so kind of almost making it into an SMG, which is kind of odd. You lose a lot of the good parts of having a marksman rifle and lose a lot of the good parts of being an SMG. They're just 2 things that I don't think should really mix. So we'll have to see how that plays out. If you end up using it and it works out really well and you're watching this later on a few weeks here after the season drops, let me know in the comments if it ended up being a good attachment in the end. Obviously, there will be a brand new Battle Pass and Black Cell Pass coming with the season. And as is kind of customary here on the channel, I will kind of do a little mini review of the Battle Pass. We'll check out everything coming with that and the Black Cell, see if it is worth your money, whether it be the $10 version or the $30 Black Cell. And obviously, they wrap everything up talking about all the new operators that are coming and all the events they're doing mid-season. I'm not going to cover those here. Feel free to click on the link link and check out the blog post to read it yourself. But, maybe if there's anything noteworthy, we will cover it here on the channel as the individual events kind of pop up here over the next couple of weeks. So that about wraps it up, guys. It's not a crazy content-packed season, to be completely honest. I know that, if you're a fan of the channel, if you're a subscriber, a returning member here, you'll know that I haven't really posted a video in almost a month. COD just hasn't been doing it for me. There's been a million other games that have come out, so I've been playing a bunch of those. I've been playing Enshrouded, Assassin's Creed, the new Doom, MLB 25, a bunch of other games. There's a list too long to list here, and COD just really hasn't been grabbing me. I've played, like I said, probably once or twice a week. I've hopped into some Verdansk to try to capture some of that nostalgia with some of my friends, but that's been really about it. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, and this season, I might pick it up to play maybe some of the new maps and see if I like them, but there's nothing here that really draws me in. Every other season, there's at least been a zombie map that's got me in, and we play that for a week or two pretty heavily and enjoy that and try to beat the Easter egg and everything. And this season, there's just not much. Grief will be fun. We'll probably play that a couple days. I'm excited to play that, but other than that, not too much. If you've left Call of Duty for the year and you're waiting for the next one in the fall, this probably won't bring you back. And if you've already been playing Black Ops 6, it's at least more content to chew through here and a couple more maps and guns to utilize. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, that about wraps it up, guys. So let me know in the comments section what part of this update you are excited to see. And yeah, other than that, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, leave a like. Until next time, I'll catch you all later. Peace.